Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I am Nandita and I am doing my graduation from Banasthali Vidyapeeth and I am in SD at Core Value Technology. Today I will take you through backtracking algorithms. We use backtracking algorithms in our day-to-day life unknowingly. So let's see where we can use these algorithms in our day-to-day life and we don't know that we are using it. So we can use it to solve the maze puzzle. We try all possible solution to reach the final path. And if any of the solution does not give us the correct one, we backtrack to get the possible solution. We also use it to solve Sudoku. In Sudoku, we first put the random numbers, and if they are not the correct one, we try another solution for it. We also use it to solve magic squares. In magic square, when we try to put the numbers in a series like from 1 to 9 and they are puzzled and we want to place them in a sequence from 1 to 9, or to solve jigsaw puzzles. So we use it every day, but not at the name of backtracking. So what is backtracking? In backtracking, we try all possible solutions, and if that is not giving us the correct solution, means the desired one, we backtrack from that position to get the desired solution. So let's understand in a very simple way. If we have three doors and one of the door give us the correct path to our house, so what we will do? First we will go to the first door, go inside it. If it does not give us the correct path, we backtrack from it. Then we go to the second door, go inside it. If it does not give us this correct path, we backtrack. Similarly, if the third one gives us the solution, so what we observe? We observe that we try all possible paths and pick the one that gives us the desired solution. So in backtracking algorithms, we uses brute force approach. What is brute force approach? In brute force approach, we try all possible paths, means go till the end of the solution, and if it does not give us the desired one or it violates our constraints, we come back, means we backtrack. So let's also understand by taking it a simple example. We have two boy and one girl. We have to place them in a row having three columns. So how many ways we can place them? We can place them in 3 factorial ways. So means 6 ways we can place them. So we will construct a state space tree of it. What is a state space tree? When we try to represent our solution in a form of a tree, means it's easier to understand how we backtrack if we use it in a form of a tree. So this is known as a solution or a state space tree. So we have one boy, then we have another boy, and then a girl. This is one of the solution to place them. Then we have boy, then girl, then boy 2. Similarly, we can make it for the rest of the tree, means placing boy 2, boy 1, girl 1, boy 2, girl 1, boy 1. And similarly, we represent all the 6 solutions of placing the 2 boy and 1 girl in a form of a solution tree. What is backtracking basically uses depth first search. What is depth first search? Let's see. In depth first search, we go till the end of the tree, means we go till the depth of the tree. First we check for B1, then B2, then girl 1, and if does not give us the desired solution, we backtrack. So let's now make now put a bounding function on it. What is a bounding function? Bounding function is a condition that we put on a constraint, means on a problem. Here the bounding function that we put, that the girl should not sit in the middle. So out of these 6 cases, we have to pick that case in which the girl is sitting in the middle. So that will not give us the desired solution. So let's traverse the tree and see where is our bounding function getting violated. So let's go. So first boy 1 can sit, second boy 2 and third girl 1 can sit, as it is not violating our constraint that the girl should not sit in the middle. Now let's see for girl 1. Girl 1 is sitting in the middle, means this will not give us the desired solution, as we are killing this node because it's violating our bounding function. Let's see it for the another node. We can see that the boy 2 can sit here, boy 1 can sit and the girl 1 can sit. This is the desired one. But a girl cannot sit in the middle, means that this node will also violate our bounding function. So we will kill it. Similarly, a girl 1 can sit, then boy 2, then boy 1, then boy 2, and after traversing the whole tree, we notice that out of 6 solutions, there are only 4 solutions that satisfy our bounding function, that the girl should not sit in the middle. So I hope I am able to make you understand basics of backtracking, what actually backtracking is, and how we and the approach that we are using to reach our desired solution, or the solution that satisfy our bounding function. Now let us discuss the standard problems in backtracking, that is n-queen problem and m-coloring problem. What is n-queen problem? In n-queen problem, we try to place n-queen on an n cross n chessboard so that no two queens attack each other. What is attacking? Attacking means that the queen should not be across the same row, column or a diagonal. You will be able to understand with this diagram that the queen should not be across the same row, column or a diagonal. Let's try to place 4 queens on a 4 cross 4 chessboard so that they do not attack each other. So, we first place the first queen at this position. We cannot place the second queen here because it was across the same column. Now the queen is across the same diagonal. We can place the second queen here because it's not violating the condition, or it is not getting attacked by the first queen. Now let's try it for the third queen. The third queen cannot be placed here because it is across the same row. And we can see that there is no possible solution to place the third queen, as it is getting attacked by first and second queen at every position. It means that the third queen is not getting the desired position, means that the second queen is not at the correct position. So we have to backtrack and try another position for the second queen. We get this another position for the second queen. Let's try it for the third queen. The third queen cannot be placed across the same row. So let's see, we get the desired position in which it is not getting attacked by any other queens. Let's try it for the fourth queen. We could see at every position that a fourth queen is attacked by any one of the queen. So it means that we are not able to place the fourth queen, that the third queen is not at the correct position. We try another solutions for third queen, and the third queen is not getting any position to be placed at. So what we will do, we have tried all possible paths to place the second queen also. It means that the first queen is not placed at the correct position. So let's try to place, we have changed the position for the second queen. Let's try to place this first queen. Let's try to place the second queen now. We could see we get the desired position for the second queen, and we get the position for the third queen also. Let's make it for the, and we get one unique solution. It means that we are able to place 4 queens on a 4 cross 4 chessboard so that they do not attack each other. The solution is 2, 4, 1, 3, and we could see the another solution is just the mirror image of it, that is 3, 1, 4, 2. That is 3, 1, 4, 2. So we get 2 solutions for placing 4 queens on a 4 cross 4 chessboard so that they do not attack each other. So what we, as I have explained you about these solution tree, this is the state space tree only. First we put the first queen at this position and try all possible paths so that we get the desired solution. But as we were putting the first queen at this position, we couldn't find any path at which the queen can be placed at. So we changed the path for the second queen, first queen, and place it at this position. And after placing, we could find 2, 4, 1, 3, and we get one desired solution. We can make it for the rest of the tree as will get bigger and bigger. I have shown it only for the placing, for only placing at these position. We can try it for the another one also. We could see we are going till the depth of the tree, means going till the end, means 1, 2, 3 and 4. We can do it for placing 8 queens on a 8 cross 8 chessboard. There are 92 solutions for it. I have shown only 3 of you, only 4 of them, because so that you get a glimpse how to place 8 queens on a 8 cross 8 chessboard. So let's see the algorithm of it. So this is the algorithm for placing the n queens. So what we will do, the place function will check if the two queens are not across the same column or they are not across the same diagonal. If this is so, that if they are across the same diagonal, this function will return false. And if we can place the kth queen at ith position, then it will return true. And if at any point of time k equals to n, x is here the solution vector in which we place at which position we can place the queen so that we get the desired solution. If at any point k reaches the value of n, means k equals to n, it means that the x vector have all the positions filled for the particular queens to be placed at. Let's see what is the place function is. In place function, this value will check that they should not be across the same column, and this value will check if they should not be across the same diagonal. And we are checking it for each row. So it will check that it in the same column, and this should not be placed across the same diagonal. Let's try in this algorithm to understand it better, how this algorithm basically works. So if we place the first queen here, according to the algorithm, initially we pass the k value as 1 first, because it will check for the first queen if it is placed at correct position or not. So we can place the first queen at 1, means we are passing 1, 1. The place function will return true as we are able to place the queen here without violating any condition. So as we go inside, we have placed it for the first queen, and n queen k plus 1 will be called, and it will be called for 2 and 4. Means 1 plus 1 is 2, and it will be called for 4. So when we call it for 2, 4, and we are getting it 2, 1, means we cannot place the queen here because it is across the same column. So when we cannot place the queen here also, but we can place the queen here. So as we are able to place the queen here, this will return true, and we call it for n queen 3, 4. As we call it for n queen 3, 4, we cannot place the queen at 3, 1. We cannot place the queen at 3, 2 also. We cannot place the queen at 3, 3, and we cannot place the queen at 3, 4 also. It means that there is no desired solution after placing this queen. So we have to backtrack. Means we reach the end of the queen and change the position for the second queen. So we backtrack and change the position for the second queen. So we can place the second queen at 2, 4. And let's try it for n queen. Since we are able to place the queen at 2, 4, we will try it for 2 plus 1 n, means 3, 4. So we are not able to place the queen here. We can place the queen here since it's not attacked by any of the queen. Now the function will be called for 4, 2. So at 4, 1 we cannot place the queen, at 4, 2 we cannot place the queen, at 4, 3 we cannot place the queen, and at 4, 4 we cannot place the queen. What it actually means? It means that we reach the end of the tree, of the solution tree, and we have to backtrack. So we backtrack and change the position for the third queen. So let's try to place the third queen at some position, and we get when we place we cannot place the queen here, and we cannot place the queen here. As we have tried all possible paths to place the second queen, means we have to change the position for the first queen. So we have to backtrack and we have to change the position for the first queen. We have changed the position for the first queen. Let's try to place another second queen here, and we could clearly see that we can place the queen at 2, 4. At 3, 4, we can place the queen at 3, 1 since it is not attacked by any of the queens. And at 4, 4, we could see we cannot place at 4, 1, 4, 2, but we can place the queen at 4, 3. At this position, this x will reach to the value of n, means that we get the desired solution to place each queen in their non-attacking positions. So we write that solution, and that solution is 2, 4, 1, 3, as we have seen it earlier also. So let's see what is the worst case complexity of it. Means we are going till the depth of the tree and till the n queens, means n queens, and n depth means n to the power n, big O of n to the power n. And best case is that we get the solution only after traversing one of the path. Without exploiting the whole tree, we get the solution. And if we consider that we are placing the queen, we are not placing the queen in the same row and apply the brute force approach for column and diagonal, then the time complexity is O n factorial. And talking about the space complexity, it is O of n, as we are using only a solution vector that consists of n solution array or vector that consists of n size. Okay, I have implemented this algorithm. I can show you. I have implemented this algorithm in Java. You can implement the algorithm is same, means you can implement it in any language. I have done it in Java, so it is same as I have shown you in the algorithm. In place function, we see that it will return true if we are able to place the queen at that desired position. If we are able to place the queen, we put it in the solution vector. And if at any point of time k equals to n, means we got all the possible solution of placing the queen, we print the solution. Else we try it for the next queen if we don't find the solution. And in the place function, we could see that if they are across the same column or if they are across the same diagonal, we return false, else we return true. Means we can place the queen at that position because it is not being attacked. And similarly, we have taken n value from the user. So let's run it and see if we have find the correct solution for 4 queens to be placed at. So we could see that we got 2, 4, 1, 3 and 3, 1, 4, 2. These are mirror image of each other, and this was the same solution that we got after dry running the algorithm. So I have told you only 4 solutions for the 8 queen. Let's run it for 8 queens and see the all 92 solutions. So we could see there are 92 solutions of placing the 8 queens. So let's learn about another algorithm, that is M coloring algorithm. What is M coloring decision problem? In M coloring decision problem, we have to color a graph with n vertices with m colors, with at most m colors, so that no two adjacent vertices are of the same color. It was earlier used in printing machine as there was a constraint that if we put the paper one time in the printing machine, we have to got maximum colors, maximum different colors so that it can be colored. Means when we are able to, when we have to print colors in a map, for a printing machine, we have to consider that no two adjacent regions should be of the same color. It was used earlier for printing machine. So let's take a demo for a graph with 4 vertices and 3 colors. So let's see it. So if we are considering it for 4 vertices where n equals to 4, we have to see that 0 and 1 should not be of the same color. 0 and 3 should not be of the same color. 3 and 2 should not be of the same color, and 2 and 1 should not be of the same color. Similarly 3 and 1. And we have to color with it with at most 3 colors, that is m equals to 3. Let's try to make a state space tree of it as we have seen in the previous questions for 2 boy and 1 girl, and for that of n queen. We will similarly do it here also. So we can see we can color the first node with red color, second node with green color, third node with orange color. But what we observe that the fourth node cannot be colored with any of the color, because if we color it with red, it will be adjacent. If we color it with green, it will be adjacent. If we color it with orange, it will be adjacent. So this does not give us the desired solution as it is violating our bounding function. What is the bounding function here? That the no two adjacent vertices should be of the same color. So it can't be red, green or orange. So let's go back and backtrack to green. So first node of vertex of red color, second of green, third of green, third of red and fourth of orange, and we get this one optimal solution to color this graph such that no two adjacent vertices are of the same color. So returning the optimal solution, we get it red, green, red and orange, or 1, 2, 1 and 3. Similarly, we can do it for the rest of the 3. This could be the possible solutions to color the graph, that is red, orange, red and green. That is 1, 3, 1 and 2. We can also give numbers to the colors. Similarly, orange, red, orange and green. I have shown you only 3 solutions for this problem. However, they can be there are 6 solutions for this problem. In the further slide, you will know about it. So, if we try to implement this algorithm, we have to store this graph in an adjacency matrix. What is an adjacency matrix? In adjacency matrix, if there is a vertex between 0 and 1, we put 1 in the adjacency matrix. For 0 and 3, we put 1. Similarly, for 3 and 2, 2 and 1 and 3 and 1. We could see it. If there is an edge between 0 and 1, we put 1. If there is an edge between 0 and 3, we put 1. Similarly, if there is an edge between 3 and 1, we can make it for the rest. I think you understand it. So we store the graph in an adjacency matrix. So let's go into the algorithm part of it. So we will pass from the question, we will pass m coloring 1 from the code, we will pass it. So first it will try that the first node can be colored with that color or not. In this we put zeros in the solution vector initially. Next value will check if it can be colored with that particular color or not. If x of k equals to 0, means if there is no change in the solution vector and we have a 0 value, means we cannot color it with that particular color. And if at any point we get k equals to n and the solution vector is full, means we get the color for each vertex. Else we will try it for m coloring for the second vertex. So since we are using recursion here, a stack will be maintained and this recursive call will continue until we explore the whole state space or a solution tree. So let's see what is next value function. In this next value function, when we came for next value k, it means that in the solution vector from 1 to k minus 1, we have assigned all the colors. It means that for 1 we have assigned the color from 1 to m. 1 to m means different colors. We have given numbers to the colors, that is 1 to m. M is the number of colors. So let's see. This function will create a new color every time. So let's see an example of it. So initially the solution vector is consists of 0. So if we try it for the first kth node, means it will give all possible colors by which we can color the kth node. So x of 1, that is 0 of 1 mod 4, means we can color it with 1. If we check however the function will terminate, if we could color it with that color. And similarly if we try it for second one, for the second one, that is 1 plus 1 mod 4, we will get 2. And if now the value in x1 is 2. So if we try that it can be colored with third color, so we will get 3. So it is a rotating function, and if at any point of time it returns 0, it means that no new color is possible to color that particular node. So this will generate a new color every time. If in case this returns 0, means that no new color is possible to color that particular vertex. So we break. Initially the flag value is 1. We try it for 1 to kth colors, kth vertex, and if at any point of time graph k of j equals to 1, I have shown you the adjacency graph. If at any point of time, if these value returns 1, means equals to 1, means that they are at the adjacent vertex. It means that there is an edge between the vertex. So if there is an edge between the vertex, and this shows that they are of the same color, and if at any point of time they are of the same color, so we will break that. We cannot color that particular vertex with that color, and if at any point of time flag remains 1, so that it shows that we can color it with that particular color, so we break. So it will check whether k and j are adjacent vertex, and it will check if two adjacent vertices are of the same color. If they are of the same color, we break from the loop, and if the flag value remains unchanged, it shows that we can color it with that particular color, and we break. If we see about the time complexity of this, as we have seen that we have 3 vertex in the state space, that we have 3 vertex and going till the nth node. So we are traversing for the 3 colors and going till the nth node. So it's big O of m to the power n, where n is the number of vertices in the graph and m is the maximum number of colors that we can use to color that graph. And the space complexity is O of n, as we are storing it in the solution vector of size n, where n is the number of vertices. So if we try to see the code of it, it's same as that of the algorithm. The next value function will return if we are able to color that kth vertex with that node, with that color or not. If at any point of time it returns 0, it means that we are unsuccessful, means we have to backtrack because that particular node cannot be colored with that color. And if at any point of time k equals to n, we will print all the solution in the x vector, and else we will call m coloring k plus 1, that we have to assign color for the second node, for the second vertex. The next value will check, it will generate a new color every time, and if x of k equals to 0, it means that no new color is possible, and graph of g of k equals to 1 shows that they are adjacent vertices, or they have an edge between them, and x of k of j equals to j shows that they are of the same color. If they are of the same color, we cannot color because they are adjacent and they are of the same color. So we will, if we don't get into this loop and flag remains 1, we break. In this way, we can take the adjacency matrix from the user, because we have to the user have to provide us with the adjacency matrix. So let's see it for the problem that we have solved and got only 3 solutions of that. There are 4 vertex, 3 colors, and the adjacency matrix for the same is 0. We can clearly see that there are 6 solutions for that problem. We have seen only 3 of them. So I hope I am able to make you clear about it. So if you have any doubts, then you can ask in the chats.